What is up, YouTube? Eradicate here. We're recording late at night, as you can see here. We're in the basement. We're not upstairs in the room. You might see my cat come into focus once or twice. We'll see what happens. But today we have a Hail doubles team. Sorry. We have Ninetales-Alola Sandslash-Alola Ninetales, Beartic, Aegislash, Arcanine, and Milotic. Nothing super out of the ordinary here. This team is very offensive, not as good as the Sun team. If you want to push ladder, I'll leave a link in the description below to the Sun team. That team's going to be much better for pushing ladder. This is more of a fun team. It can be very powerful, don't get me wrong. However, it has a lot of bad matchups and requires a lot more predicting. So up first we have Ninetales here. Icy Rock, Snow Warning. Nothing out of the ordinary here. I don't know why, but some people will run the clay item to let their Aurora Veil last longer. However, there's no real point as your snow will run out before it's over. So I like to run Icy Rock if he turns into snow. That also helps in case your Sandslash or Beartic goes down, but not the other one. They can come in later and kind of help in the fight still. Blizzard, Moonblast, HP Fire, and Aurora Veil. Aurora Veil and Blizzard pretty standard, even Moonblast. HP Fire is nice for a lot of steel types that'll come in often. Celestial is a decent check. It's not going to do too much, especially since we're running HP and speed. Kind of an interesting choice, I know. However, the speed is really nice. We really want to get the Aurora Veil off as often as possible, and the HP bulk helps it survive. You can run special attack. It doesn't hit very hard, as you'll see in some of the fights. It doesn't hit nearly as hard as I would like. So I could see running some special attack investment instead of either speed or HP. You can justify it either way. However, I think this is what my team needs the most. Alright, up next we got Sandslash. I'm running Choice Band on this. Swords Dance is really hard to get off for any mon in doubles, unless you have a lot of support, like a map blocker ninja. A lot of Intimidate users. This team has none. Arcanine's Flash Fire. So this team's not really team isn't really built to help support a choice. It's Swords Dance, Sandslash, not Aegislash. But yeah, Icicle Crash, Earthquake, Iron Head, and Leech Life. Leech Life is kind of the only really out of the ordinary move here. I think you can run Rock Slide. That's also a good choice. You can get Rock Slide. I do like Leech Life. But I run Bulky Band here. Actually, that's what they recommend. I'm sorry, guys. I'm messing up a lot tonight. It's late at night. I run Attack and Speed. Attack Nature because you're already going to be so fast in the snow. You're going to be basically, what, 229 doubled will give you 458. 458 speed's going to outspeed just about anything. Maybe not like Choice Scarf for Ninja, but who really runs Choice Scarf for Ninja? Actually, you'll see someone who does run Choice Scarf for Ninja in this. So I bet you guys can't wait to see that. Up next, we got Beartic, Life Orb, Slush Rush. I think this thing also gets Swords Dance. Let me just check. Yeah, it gets Swords Dance. I don't like to run that again for the same reason. There's not much of a chance to really set this thing up. This thing's not nearly bulky enough to have a lot of opportunities to set up a Swords Dance. So I run Icicle Crash, Superpower, Play Rough, and Stone Edge. Does he get Rock Slide? He does. You can run that as well for more. Obviously, the flinch hacks is really nice and more of a reliable hit. However, obviously, you do suffer damage, and you don't have that extra crit chance. For him, I run the same thing as I run on Sandslash, 252 with the Attack Nature. It's just so self-explanatory. You're still going pretty fast. This thing's around their 400 speed, not nearly as fast as. Oh, hey, how's it going there? Say hi. Yeah, she's not very friendly. So I'm gonna put her down before she claws me. But yeah, that's my cat. I'm not even sure if it was in the frame or not, but anyway, nothing super exciting going on here with Beartic. He's just kind of he's more of a secondary sweeper. I rely on Sandslash a lot more often than him, but however, he does come up pretty big in some of the fights. His coverage moves come up pretty big. Alright, up next we have Aegislash. I'm running a defensive one because my Arcanine is, not my Arcanine, my Milotic is my special wall. So I run Aegislash as my physical wall. I run Leftovers. You can run Weakness Policy, obviously, it's up to you. I do like keeping him a little bit healthier. King Shield, Y-Guard, Shadow Ball, and Flash Cannon. Y-Guard has so much utility in doubles between Rock Slides, Earthquakes, and like Heat Waves, or not Heat Waves, Lava Plumes. There's a lot of things that have spread moves, and this team's really weak to a lot of those, so running Y-Guard gives you a lot of chances to get your teammate a free chance to get hits off. Shadow Ball, Flash Cannon, just some nice choices. I run Special instead of like the physical moves because, first of all, Ghost doesn't really have a very good physical move that he can run, and this prevents you from being intimidated down to obscurity, and that kind of gets him stuck in. Alright, so next we have Arcanine, Life Orb, Flash Fire. Flash Fire is pretty self-explanatory here with all the fire weakness on my team. Intimidate, I mean, it would help a lot too, so you can run that. I do like the Flash Fire, gives you a nice chance to get some extra spicy Flare Blitzes off. Up next we have, or not up next, his moves, we have Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Wild Charge, and Extreme Speed. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Extreme Speed's a nice priority move. This team's kind of lacking a priority move besides anything really. This team just it hasn't got a lot of speed with in the Hail, Sandslash, and Beartic. However, it does lack that priority move. That's why Arcanine carries Extreme Speed. I run Speed and Attack. Speed Nature, it's nice to try to get some extra hits off with this thing. It's not super fast, so it does need all the speed it can get. And it already hits pretty hard at 110 attack. Alright, so we have Milotic here. This is our special wall of the team. Leftovers competitive. I run Scald, Blizzard, Recover, and Light Screen. Light Screen super helpful. Recover as well. You can run Toxic. However, this team's not really meant to stall out. So Blizzard and Scald, in my opinion, will serve you better. For its stats here, we got 252. I cannot talk tonight, boys. I'm so sorry. Special defense and 252 HP. Not much to really say about that. It's just a standard special wall. You'll see it tank pretty well throughout the fights. There's a few matchups where it does poorly against, but as you'll see, this thing serves you really well on this team. This thing's definitely the linchpin on the defensive side. Alright, so guys, we're about 6 minutes in here. We're going to go into the battles now. Alright guys, so our first fight here is against Stacks Machine. He has kind of like a mixed bag, teams like to call it. A lot of different strategies, not really just one. His team's not built around one strategy. He has the Anger Point on his Tauros here. He has Superior set up, and then he has his Sun kind of set up Mons with his Torkoal, Houndoom, and then Executor with Harvest. These teams, while they have a lot of different choices to like what they're going to win the battle with, each one doesn't have the support they usually need in doubles. So then that's kind of going to harden them. So you have to kind of pick and choose what they think they're going to lead with. I kind of figured the Sun because it would kind of help counter against my Hail. As you'll see here, he sends in his Sun, and I send out my Hail. I could have tried to send up my Ninetales second turn. However, switching into 2 fire types, you tell me how smart that is. I don't think it's very smart. So I go out into Milotic and Arcanine because they can both tank the fire attack hits. That'll be coming here. Arcanine gets a nice flash fire boost. Milotic, however, does go down next turn to a crit solar beam. I do think this mattered. I don't think a solar beam from a Houndoom, unless it was even like Modest, I don't think Modest would have killed my Milotic, especially invested. So Arcanine's able to take him out. However, Rockslide will do considerable damage to my Arcanine, getting him down super low. Then he goes into a Superior called Reducer, kind of annoying. Leech Storm takes my Arcanine out from 30, and that's going to be really annoying because my Aegislash can only do about 33% to his Superior, and then Fire Spin's really annoying because I have to stay in King Shield this turn then, or let Aegislash get sacked off. Go to the Ninetales to set up the Hail, so next turn afterwards I can kill the Superior, or try to kill the Superior with one of my Ice-type Pokemon. He obviously goes for the Elite Storm on Ninetales, takes that out, and then on Aegislash, I actually got it for the Shadow Ball, and a nice crit against the Torkoal. I probably should have tried to take out the Superior, however that's fine. I now have my 2 main sweepers with the Hail up, reduced threats in Superior, Torkoal's down low, and the rest of his teams I'm not super worried about. The Tauros strategy is really extremely gimmicky and won't work against 2 Hail supported Mons that would rely on Slush Rush. That's not going to happen. Sends out his more Cowbell, his Tauros, and then his second form of Ballerine. I'm lacking on the name here. Celio. Obviously goes for the Frost Breath on more Cowbell. It's not going to work, however, because I do get a flinch there, and that's really annoying for him. However, I still believe one of my Pokemon could have won this, and obviously as long as I still hit here, I win the fight, which I do. Hit the Icicle Crash there, and the next turn, be able to just hit the Icicle Crash on Executioner, an Executor, and then Beartic's able to, luckily, I go for the Superpower, so I don't risk the missing on the hit. And that'll obviously kill Celio. So that's a good first battle taken care of, and while you could say I got hacks at the end by killing or flinching the Tauros, he did get that crit on my Milotic earlier on. It could have won either way. I do think I outplayed him towards the end. I got my setup. I set up the Hail team about halfway through. That's what you guys want to do with this team, is maybe not rely on them too much early on. However, middle of the game, towards the end, so you're going to have your Hail set up, their main counter to that, usually their Weather Setter. You want them gone, so then your Pokemon won't be inhibited against the Hail. Alright, boys and girls, for our next fight here, we're going against Vic, Dan, Rival. This is a short battle, just to kind of show you guys how overwhelming my team can be right here. This team, if you have the setup right away and they don't have any counters to your lead, they get a kill or 2 in the first turn. A lot of times teams forfeit. I think I used this team, like I said, 10 times. I think I went something like 6-4 with it. Most of my losses were to like rain teams, and then I lost to a Psychic Spam. And then almost all my wins, I only won like I think 3 fights for the whole match, like with the match went on the whole time, like until the end, for all their Pokemon were knocked out. Most of the fights I won, they forfeited like turn 3 or 4, just because they lost too many Pokemon early on. They didn't think it was worth to continue. So as you'll see here, he leads with his Aerodactyl, which he named Horse, and then his Rotom. I'm not sure if that's trolling or not. Has some annoying Pokemon though. He has really fast Aerodactyl, has access to Taunt, Stealth Rock, and set up a lot of things. It's pretty good anti-lead. He does have Focus Sash, however with the Hail, it's not really going to matter, which is nice. He just gets that extra Rock Slide off, and it does miss Ninetales, which is nice. He tries to choice switch with Rotom Wash, or no, regular Rotom, I keep forgetting that. And then he ends up forfeiting, because I guess he just realizes, okay, we lost now. Because look at this team, Breloom, I can predict switching the Aegislash there for the Sandslash against Gyarados. Sure, I don't have much for that. I do have Arcanine with Wild Charge, which is nice, and then Tapu Koko I can just wear down with the rest of my team. And Ditto, I don't have any setup mon, so I'm not worried about him switching in against the setup mon and stealing that. This guy didn't have that very good of a team. However, you can see here, just after one turn, it's just so demoralizing. They get outplayed, even outplayed, just get overwhelmed that badly in the first turn. I have my Aurora Veil set up. There's just a lot going against him at that point. He just thought it'd be better to forfeit. Alright, we're on to the next fight now, guys. Alright, guys, next fight here is against Taiwan 26. Not sure if that's a reference to Game of Thrones or not. I like to think that it is. He has a, or she, maybe it's a she, I don't know. They're using the female, the Dawn character. We have Tyranitar, Mega Beedrill, Togekiss, Heatran, Amoonguss, and Greninja. Really good balanced team. He ends up running Map Lock Greninja with Choice Scarf, so his team is actually super defensive. And this is the fight I lose, in case you guys couldn't realize. This is a terrible matchup. He has Weather, he has Heatran, he has some really fast threats. I leave with my typical, just set the snow up and try to go. And he goes for the Map Lock. I kind of thought I'd be faster on Sandslash. I should have been, unless he was Choice Scarf. I never thought in a million years I'd fought a Choice Scarf Greninja in doubles. So that just right off the bat there kind of screws everything up, because now I have Hail up, but I don't have Aurora Veil. I'm down my only setter. He immediately goes into T-Tar, and that's just obviously going to put a foil on my plans. I tried to predict there. I wasn't sure if he was going to Togekiss or that. If he went to Togekiss, obviously Wild Charge would have done a lot of damage to it, probably even KO'd it. But now he's able to go and Map Lock for Greninja. I had to switch to my defensive threats here, or my defensive mons here, because I didn't know what he was going to go for. He goes for the Earthquake. This is a situation where Weakness Policy Aegislash would have been better, but obviously that's not always going to be the case. And now he switches out back into Togekiss because he's Choice Scarf locked, obviously. I can't do much to Togekiss anyway. He goes for the Earthquake here, does lots of damage to my Pokemon again. And this turn, I go for the Flash Cannon on T-Tar, takes him down the kill range. Nothing really matters at this point since my only Snow Setter is dead. It doesn't really matter if T-Tar goes down or not. It would be nice for the sand to go away because it's kind of hazardous to most of my team. I do King Shield here. I could have Y-guarded, I think, because he went for the Follow Me. Probably should have saw that coming. I can't kill the T-Tar now. I do burn that. However, now the T-Tar is able to take out my Milotic. And that's kind of very annoying because now Greninja can run Rough Shot on my team because my only special wall, I think that counters it pretty well. Even if it runs Grass Knight, it's like a 3 or 4 shot is now gone. I Y-guard here because I do think he's going to go for the Earthquake, which I do believe he does. Oh, let's wait here and see. Yeah, he goes for the Earthquake. And this turn I'm really stupid. I figured he would just go for that Follow Me, so I attacked Togekiss anyway. I definitely should have attacked T-Tar here because then I could have kept my Arcanine alive. However, now because of that, he's going to go and Earthquake here. Actually, Rock Tomb. If I would just hit the T-Tar and then Aegislash could have finished off that, the Togekiss, it probably would just went for like a Paralyzed move or something like that. I'd rather that happen than my Pokemon die, you know, and that's going to basically be game. Since out Heatran, I have nothing for Heatran at this point. I Y-guard on Aegislash, just trying to predict something here. I go for the Icicle Crash, just doesn't take out Amoonguss. Not sure if that's a roll or not. He goes for the Flash Cannon on Beartic, just absolutely demolishes me. I'm not sure if that really... I guess it was a good play on his part. I'm not sure if he would have saw a Y-guard coming. I guess I did use it earlier. So I guess he kind of figured let's just go for the one-hit move. Then Heat Waves takes out our team, obviously. And that is game. He had a really good matchup there. He did play really well as well. I did get some nice turn predicts, but it just wasn't enough to overcome his team. He had a lot of things that countered me. The weather was super annoying against my team, especially since his team doesn't really benefit from the sand. I'm kind of surprised he's running that, unless it's just to annoy other weather runners, other weather team users. His Heatran, obviously huge hard count on my team. All I really have for that is Arcanine. He saved it well for my sweepers at the end, and then Greninja with the Map Lock caught me completely off guard, so props to this guy. He's moving up the ladder. He's at 1370. Props to him. Alright guys, for our next fight we have a Fairy Spam team, which I think is a little overrated. A lot of people like it because a lot of the threats are really annoying to deal with. However, I don't think they really complement each other too well. They all kind of fulfill the similar roles. Gardevoir and Sylveon, both are just kind of special sweepers with some nice special defense. Granbull and Mawile kind of both fit the same role. And Togekiss and then the Comfey. Togekiss is a good support mon. I don't really like what I see from Comfey, besides that one Florist healing, which heals your partner for like 50%. That is super annoying. However, Comfey doesn't really have enough bulk, in my opinion, to really be doing that. So for this fight, I don't really see any reason not to leave my super annoying Hail lead team. Just kind of get a nice sweep off here. Even after the Intimidate, as you'll see here, Sandslash is able to go first and one-hit KO Gardevoir with Iron Head. Just shows you how frail it is. And this person's in a terrible spot now. I have Aurora Veil up, so my Sandslash doesn't take too much damage from the Earthquake. Goes into Mawile, and now I'm forced to switch out. Here I'm just able to go to my defensive mons. He simply doesn't have anything to really hit these things. I was kind of worried about Iron Head on Ninetales. However, he doesn't have anything to counter my weather, so I wasn't too worried, as I would still have 6 turns about to take advantage of the weather with my 2 Ice Sweepers. And now that I'm in this spot, he can't really do too much. I do switch on the Aegislash, but just in case he goes for the Iron Head here. I Scald the Mawile and luckily get a burn on this. Here he goes for the Play Rough on Milotic. After the burn, it would have done too much anyway. Probably done like 30%. I can just recover that off. At this point, I want to kill the Comfey before I can get a chance to use its Florist Healing. So that's what I try to do with Aegislash. As you can see, Sucker Punch here doesn't even do 20%. I'm actually able to take the Mawile out. So that was really good with the Skull on Milotic. And Flash Cannon's able to take out the Comfey. At this point, the battle's pretty much over. He might just forfeit here. I think for the effects to go through. No, he does. I think he forfeits in a turn or two. Here I Y-Guard on Aegislash because obviously Hyper Voice is an option. And then I wasn't sure if what Tokius was going to go for. I wasn't too worried. He goes for Dazzling Gleam in the end. I think that was kind of dumb. As you see here, these things are not accomplishing different roles. You don't want to have both things going for hitting both enemies with fairy attacks. That's not something you want to be doing in double battles. If you're relying on that to win, it's just a bad spot. As you can see, he forfeits there. There's nothing he can do. I was up 6-3 at that point. Even if he got a lucky crit or something there, Aegislash wasn't going to die. It resisted both their attacks. And Milotic's a special wall. At that point, the battle was over, and I think he realized that. This is the potential this team has. There's a lot of potential with this team, don't get me wrong. Super hard to use. You're almost never going to get that off.